I sat and thought about this and what to say. And before I knew that Elizabeth wasn't going to be here and be kind of leading this along, Elizabeth was a friend of my mother's who's a minister in the Church of Religious Science. And she's known her for 50-some years. And Elizabeth had an engagement she needed to be in San Francisco. And she'll be here tomorrow, but she couldn't be here today. And before I knew that, I woke up one morning and I was laying in bed. And I don't like being woke up at that time in the morning, and she knows that, but she did it anyway. And she kept rolling something through my mind, and I thought, well, that would be a neat thing to tell everybody, but, you know, I'm not going to be talking. And a couple days later, I found out Elizabeth wasn't going to be here, so I wrote down what she told me. And I want to read that. It's a different kind of a eulogy. We all knew who Mom was. We all, you know, she was human, she was good, she was bad, she had, you know, we had all the good stuff going. But this is her wanting to remind us of how she individually touched each one. And that was separate and unique in itself. So that each piece and relationship that we had with her was just the two. And she wanted us to know that and to remember that. That's what we need to carry with us. So what I wrote was, I woke up one morning and found myself in a different place than I had been in. There were many people around, all who loved me, but Mom was different. She was the one fussing around me, feeding, changing. But the thing that made her stand out from all the others was the love that came from her. Unconditional love, I guess, is what it's described at best. I knew that no matter what this woman would love me. As I grew and learned about the world around me, she was always there, showing, playing, guiding, protecting in a million ways. Don't put your finger in the light socket. Don't go in the street. Don't walk under the icicles. All this time we were walking the path through life that we each had chosen. Life was good with Mom and me, just her and I getting to know each other. We were alike where we were alike or where we were very different. It was important to each of us, and secrets that we shared and taught each other were abounding. I was content in my life and enjoying the people and the things that I was discovering, enjoying the woman who was leading this journey. She was where I could go seek comfort when life was cruel, and I was learning to love her. One day she started talking about a new baby who would be joining us on our journey. I listened to her talk about this new baby and how great they would be, how we would love them and just like we loved each other, how great it would be to have a new brother or sister. Not having experienced this, I was excited about the stranger who would come and join us. What part would they play in our journey? The summer day that Mark came to join us, everyone was excited. I was a little confused because he didn't do a lot. He just kind of laid there and slept. But Mom said we had to love him and watch him grow and discover what treasures he had brought to the journey. I questioned her about how he was different from us. Yes, she told me he is different. He is unique and just as perfect in his own being. It was a differentness he brings with great treasure to share with us, and we will share ours with him. And so she was right. Life became richer as the three of us journeyed on together. Her love seemed to expand as Mark joined us. Not only did I receive more love, she now had a new connection to this new person that she was building with him, just like she had with me. This would be their unique place, just the two of them, to learn to grow in love as we all walk this path through life. As the three of us journeyed on in life, it had started to become turbulent around us. It was a time I learned there would be a new baby to join us. I was not sure if this baby caused this turbulence. I didn't think it did, but you never know. And I didn't think this was a good time to have a new baby now. But in her loving way, she showed me this was a very good thing. This was a very unique person who was coming to join us on our journey. The turbulence increased, and soon Bonnie came to join us. I wasn't sure about her either, but again, Mom was teaching Mark and I about how to accept this new person and how to love her. She has great treasures to share with us, Mom reminded me. It was important to her to have peace and harmony around her now as much as she could. This was the one way we were all alike. Again, I watched her build a separate relationship with this new baby, loving her as best she could in the turbulence, yet the connection was strong. I watched them sharing and growing and loving, and though okay is the new one, and we all walked on our way in our journey. Mom came to me one day and explained that we all needed to connect and love as we journeyed on. I was not comprehending what she was trying to teach. She said it was important to be connected at all points, that with all persons who are journeying with me, that Mark and Bonnie needed me also, that we had our own connection to each other as well as to her. I told her I felt it was my job to lead the journey, and she could love her. Mom would have none of that. She showed me how to lead, how to build, and also love. It was important to keep connected to what God has given us to love on the path that we are walking. So we journeyed on all together, people coming in our lives, people going out. There was a happiness around us. I watched Mark make her laugh when she was mad, or Bonnie bring her dandelions she had picked for her. Pictures on ponies in the front yard, or how she warmed our clothes on cold mornings as we dressed for school. Oatmeal with raisins and mac and cheese. These were the pictures of the love of the one-on-one connections that existed between all of us and her. One day when life was rolling along as usual, we learned of a new person who was coming to join us. Everyone had an opinion on this matter, but again, Mom was excited. We welcomed this new person with all the love and acceptance that she had for each of us, starting all over again with teaching, loving, leading. She met each stage with this person with mixed feelings. It gave her such joy to connect with Bill, and yet at the same time, she knew this would be the last time she would do this. No more new people to join her journey or to journey with us. So on we went, walking and running and stumbling through life, always surrounded by her love. Then one day, she learned of a new experience that would come her way. She was going to be a grandmother, a new experience and a little more and more little ones to love. The surprise to us all that there were two coming to join us, Brandon and Barrett, then Brooke and Joy, and Brittany and Amanda. She loved and connected with each in their own special connection to her. At the end of her journey came the great-grandchildren, Micaiah and Meadow and Katie, and she loved them as well. One morning she woke Blake and me up, saying she was getting ready to leave. Her mind was at peace, her body was at peace, as she left this earthly body while I held her hand and we watched her go. She tried to uncover God and share Him with us all. Search and wonder at the universe with friends. Her own journey had taken her many places to learn and see. She loved all the ones who stand here today. She was the first, or I was the first, and in a way the last. I'm glad I got the opportunity to walk this journey with her and be loved by her. And that's what she wanted us to remember, that each of us carry that piece of where she touched us, and that's unique in its own right with each individual. And no one can touch it, no one can take it, no one can make it any different than what it was. And on all of that, she loved, and she showed us how to love. And I think that was her greatest contribution. That at the bottom of all of us, we knew we were loved, and that we had a place was safe.
Amen.